Hello everyone and welcome to this public YouTube live trading stream. I hope you're all doing very well. Please give me a quick sound confirmation. And then we can have a look at some markets. We can trade whatever offers opportunities. As always, I am actually currently in a short trade on NQ, which I can show you right here. So at this point, I can move my stop loss to break even. My target for this trade would be around the 1 minute 50 SMA. We can see already up 400 on that trade. It was basically based off the 5-minute structure that I can show you on my right screen. What I like to see was this rejection here. I did like the 5-minute retest. Our members know exactly what I was trading here, as that's one of my strategies. And yeah, I'm just gonna secure a few on this 100, but I prefer to see a new low, to be honest. If we make a new low, then I can manage this trade, move my stop loss above this high, because we want to lock a few. Yeah, but that's that. Let me see, the sound is good, perfect. That looks good. You can see a few people in the chat. Let me know, how's it going for you? And let's just wait for this to make a new low so I can adjust my stop loss. It's trying to do that. I can see some sell stepping in still. Yeah, that is, technically it is a new low. ES is at some support here. I'm now gonna trail my stop loss, so this trade has now guaranteed $250 profit. And at this point, I can just go ahead and trail my stop loss whenever I see a little bit of continuation, because I'm just boxing price in here. We can have a look at this on the 5-minute as well, because here it looked pretty clean, in my opinion. This rejection here, we just could not break above with these 5-minute highs. And for me, that's always a good sign to take a short trade. I'm gonna lock a few more. So this is now 290 secured. I can see ES approaching some low time frame support. So this A session or old key level here. And that in mind, I want to lock a couple on NQ. We might get there now. Let's see, it's also a nice reversal. So good stop loss here. Perfect. All right, yeah, and this morning I've already done my daily plan on the market, so yeah, our members know about that. I post that every morning. In my opinion, nothing much has changed. One thing we have to acknowledge here is that we are at a very interesting place, especially on NASDAQ. So NASDAQ has a potential for a nice breakout here, in my opinion. So it comes down to what we do with the highs at 19,790. So if they are broken, we might even get some good follow through. So that's something I will be keeping an eye on NQ. ES, in my opinion, needs to claim this downtrend anchored view up here first. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at, but nothing has changed with my plan. Now we'll have a look at some supply and demand zones. So there's one at the previous day value area high, which looks interesting. This down here is not as beautiful. Overnight low is going to be interesting on NQ. Okay, that's all tested. On ES, we have this right here. That's already tested after the data release that we had 35 minutes ago. Okay, yeah, there's nothing I have to mark out here about to put that into here as well. Again, actually, just go here. All right, NQ into some low time frame support here. I'm gonna have a look at this. We also opened a new 5-minute candle. Let's see what we're doing here. So this was the target for the short trade, by the way. So this is now hit. Let's see if we see any strength here. There's a nice candle formation here. So I do like this. Do like this level on NQ. We might even flip this anchored view up. Was also a single print right here. Can see that right there. So there was a single print 717. Then that was the daily open. So there's no more single prints on NQ. About ES. For me, this is a really good level, so it's worth a scalp long for me down here. Show you this right there. I did like this candle formation into the previous supply zone here. So just gonna see if we get follow through on this now. And I can also have a look at BTC and crypto, although in my opinion, crypto's very much flat. Nothing happening. Just gonna wait this next close. The next 5-minute close here is gonna be crucial because on ES we might flip this to resistance. So I wanna see continuation here. Could this be, I mean, even a new highs and play on NQ? It's good. I can reduce my risk here. So that's another risk-free trade here. Just gonna see what we do with the previous day high. Up to 90 and 300 on this. That is decent follow through, and our members know this formation down here with this high. It's something I take every single day of the week. It's just amazing into support, especially. So what I found is that these lows especially occur on supply and demand flips. So this is, yeah, worth a lot. So gonna look at least 100. Because I'd like to see this for some quick follow through. We also have liquidity above. It should take the high. Can wait for the 5-minute close here and then check BTC real quick. It's going to be a decent 5-minute close if we close all the way up here. That's a good 5-minute close there. Getting buys even towards the end of this 5-minute session. We can see that opening the next candle all the way at the top. So I'd like to see a new high here on the 5. And yeah, as you saw, this trade on my end is risk-free, so I can't lose any money on this, but I'd like to hold this for a little longer to see if we can get continuation, because that was a very clean supply into demand flip. And since I already locked some profits on the previous trade, I don't have to be too aggressive. So that one's only locking about $80. But if we see continuation, I'm going to trail this stop loss a little bit higher. Okay, but for now, keeping it as it is. And let's have a look at BTC here. But yeah, what can we say? Bitcoin, not much is happening, and I want to go to a different pair real quick. So this one. Can delete this. Gonna hide all of that. We do have a fresh weekly level below. Yeah, in my opinion, this is gonna be the best level on BTC. This weekly down here, it's also a daily. So I can hide this and that for now. Gonna check for some NPOCs. But in my opinion, when we look at this, there's no point in scalp trading BTC at the moment. There's just no opportunities. So I know some people love to trade BTC, but when there's no opportunity, I would say it's best to look at other markets as well. Looks a little bit strange here. 90,000. I already marked it out, so it's already on my chart. This was the weekly VWAP. There's no daily MPSC. To me, it looks like that on the lower time frames, BTC is trying to go a little bit lower, maybe for a retest down there. Yeah, best level locally, 81 to 80,000 on BTC. This is where I would be interested in a trade myself. Yeah, first this daily and weekly is an area of interest. So I can already manage this trade on NQ a little bit. We can see new high made based off this 5-minute structure, which I can show you here. It was very obvious. Most people know why, but yeah, it just looked really, really good in my opinion. Let's have a look. What's secured now? Still only 100. We have 15 minutes to go till the open. So during that time, I'm taking profits a little bit more aggressive. We can see how it's trying to claim this 1-minute 50 SMA. Don't like this close here as much. I trade NQ on AMP futures. And there we go. That's 100 locked. Not too much, but this trade had potential to make a new high. So sometimes we have to be patient. But still a good trade. What I'm going to do next is do some analysis on Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA to be prepared for NY Open. All right. There is a method for coins with a lot of volatility. I'm actually going to do a YouTube lesson on this soon. So this is my chart layout for the correlations. Gonna have to do a little bit here because we started a new week. Oh, we're gonna start a new week on the stocks. This is always part of my pre-NY preparation, by the way, for those that don't know. It is just very crucial for us to be aware of the bigger markets, what they are doing. Marking out the weekly levels using a simple fixed range, so anchoring at myself. Naked weekly point of control. Naked weekly value area high. For the previous day value levels, I'm using the SVP indicator on TradingView. Okay. All the indicators I'm using for the stocks is the NY Open, SVP, and the VWAP. Let's do the same for Microsoft. It's a little bit repetitive always, but very crucial. So can do nothing about it. It has to be done every day. It's 5-7. NQ is still holding this zone, but I can see some local weakness, so I would not long this again. It's my opinion. But everything I'm covering here, as you all know, is no financial advice and for educational purposes only. While I'm doing this stock analysis here, I am not looking at the chat. I will check it right when I finish. Okay, previous day. Okay, there's only one more to go, and that is NVIDIA. You can see it's fairly quick, this analysis. Nice bounce on NVIDIA. All right, previous week, value area. So NVIDIA's been uptrending all week last week. All right. So I'm gonna have a look at the chat before the open. So I covered where do I trade NQ, that's AMP futures. What do you think of ICT? I don't know him, don't follow his content. I know some people do. To be honest, I can't really comment on that. So I have my own strategies and I don't really look at too many other people. Yes, Chainlink. I saw Link a few times. I can at some point look at this. Love your work, Severin. You're a legend. Thank you. What is NQ and ES? This is the futures, S&P 500 and Nasdaq, the future contract of that. Now, when the previous day high was hit and we formed the candle formation, you are not interested in taking a short. Is that because of market structure? This right here, yeah. No, based off market structure and what I was seeing here with this impulse that we had this morning. So starting at 7:20 you came, we've been going up all morning. made that higher high, higher low, higher high, and for me, not really worth a short trade there. I already showed it up here and didn't want to take it again, to be honest. Both are index ones here. When do you use 3-candle pattern to enter a trade? Most of the time. Severin, not that interested in BTC. SPA is not really doing anything. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Severin, could you please tell me the name of the indicator on TradingView for the New York Open? This one is called Open Lines, and then you have to customize it for NY. That's what I did. Severin, why do we need to mark the previous week and day high and also new weekly volume and day 4? This is just very important levels. It's not just on BTC, Ethereum, ES, NQ. It's also important on the stocks. They seem to respect these levels pretty well. So whenever they are hit, we should be aware of that and use it as confluence. Because when we look at trading NQ, for example, this is including the 100 biggest US technology stocks. So if we then, or if we know what NQ is mirroring, we should be aware of what the biggest stocks are doing, such as Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, as that can have an impact on the market, like NQ or ES. It's the same one, so we want to know what Bitcoin is doing, right? If you were only swing trading and not interested in any day trades or scalp trades, which levels are your analysis? I would check high time frame levels and NPOCs. I do have an indicator for NPOCs on Atlas, so using this autoflow software. So on BTC, it's this one right here, for example. The same on the weekly, monthly, everything, just to see these. That down here, in case we get a drop on NQ, that looks like a very interesting zone. Because we only have 2 minutes to go for the open. To the .25. VWAP's also a place I'd be keeping an eye on. This right here. And that's it for now. Yes. Into the single print. So now for the open, I'm gonna focus a little bit. Not look at the chart at the chat too much, because otherwise I might be too distracted. And then I will always explain why I'm taking a trade, what I'm looking at next. So we are hitting the .25 here on NQ and the daily value area high. But we only have 1 minute to go till the open, so for me this is not a trade I would take at this time. No, not the best idea. Getting a nice bounce here at the moment, but still I need to wait for NY to open. And we are open. I'm not in a trade yet. You can see quite a bit of liquidity below us. That's now filled. And we saw it down here. And that was all the liquidity, the red lines. You can see Apple bouncing off previous weak point of control. Nvidia some weakness. Didn't hit a level yet. Microsoft slightly up. Let's see if we can claim the previous week value area high. It's an interesting place to look at for a scalp. Now there's no trade, there was no retest given of the previous week value area high yet. One thing that I'm keeping in mind today is that if we take the highs on ES and NQ, we might start to trend, at least on the day. So this is just something to be aware of. Unfortunately, there was no retest down here because it's coiling up here now. BTC also with a nice open interest increase, but still not at a place I trade myself. ES already made a new daily high. Yeah, I think it has room to the upside if we can hold above. I do think this can get impulsive if we do that. There's no more major data release today, by the way. So yeah, data already came in. See where we close the 5 minutes here. Can see quite a bit of liquidity above the high on NQ. Currently fighting with the local 7.5 here. So I prefer a pullback to maybe get into a long trade, but can't really trade up here. Looks like ES is going to close the 5 minute above the overnight high. Would really like a pullback. It's not deep enough here. Always thinking about the trades in terms of risk to reward. So I can take a long up here with an invalidation that is 270 ticks away, right? On ES, we're getting that bullish scenario here. Gonna mark out this high. NQ now also into a new high. Stocks also looking strong. Nvidia has now hit support, so that's why we mark out these levels, so we are aware of that, right? So nice bounce here. On NQ, the only thing I see here is a retest of overnight high, but yeah, I was expecting this impulse. Can't long here. BTC also following with a small increase. Nothing crazy, still no trades. Not in an interesting place. We are bang on in the middle of yesterday's range. So when we look at this previous day high, previous day low, we are right at the previous day EQ. Nowhere near an interesting level. Nice 1 minute rejection on NQ. So this is a nice 1 minute high. Like a bit of a pullback. Nvidia, small rejection. Overall, I still think we can go higher, but I can long up here, obviously. Can look at the 1 minute order flow, but there's really nothing to scalp here. Did retest the settlement. NQ. Five-minute is closing. That's going to be interesting. We're closing all the way at the top again. So I'm expecting a new high again. Now already made a new high. Maybe a retest of 808. But that's what I mentioned in the daily plan this morning, that we have to be aware of this, what's happening here. Gold hit $3,017 on Friday, currently trading below 3,000 again, but gold still looking very strong and healthy. I hope no one feels tempted to chase this on NQ, because there's just no good risk to reward trade to be had here. So that's when we have to stay patient. Wait, what was that? Fingerprint. Do have some liquidity on NQ right above 80, about 80, 90 contracts at 850. I would not scalp short this as of now, no. Liquidity is still not filled above. For a good long trade, we would need at least a retracement into 780 on NQ. For a short trade, I would want to see 860 hit. Or I'm going to wait for new candle structure to form to base it off that. But as of now, nothing here. Can see some sells coming in here with Nvidia losing previous week value area high. See, I can see a scalp short here. Yeah, this is 111. Let's see if there's a scalp short to be had here. Apple. I'm going to take one based off candle formation here, using a tight invalidation to see if we can start a bit of a pullback here. I did like this candle close, then the retest, and target would be this down here. But if we hold this, I would be happy to close this out at a break-even trade. Because for me at this point, it's either a trade that can run a little bit longer, or I'm happy to be stopped at break even. But I can see some sales stepping in here. The only thing we have to lose, which it might not do, is this right here. That is the current support. Okay, you can see this is where we are bouncing, and it might stop me at break even. If we do, that's absolutely fine, because the target would be much better. This is about $900, and I don't like to lock 200 on this now, because if we lose this, also with a 5-minute 30 candle formation here, this has a little bit more room. It was a close call though. Let's see if we can lose that. So this is just a tiny bit of supply here that it's trying to hold. This is rather strong if it tries to even bounce off of such a minor level. But we will see. ES is also bouncing. Oh wow, yeah, ES at the top. That is changing the context a little bit here. I'm still fine with that. Expecting to be stopped at break even on that. There we go. ES made the move here into the liquidity above. So that's all good. The 5-minute high on NQ looks much better than on ES. We check this right there. For a long trade, still next area would be 780. Unlikely for ES not to take the high at some point. Gonna make it a global line so we can see across charts. This right here. And if you wonder why I move my stop loss quickly or why I did that on this trade, this is because it's the first minutes of NY. Typically there's a lot of volatility around this time, and I like to de-risk quickly if I get given the opportunity, which I had in this trade. Getting a lower high on NQ here on the 1 minute. Still preferring a little bit lower. So what's that? 3050 risk. Only trade I can see here on the 1 minute would be closing below this box, retesting, and then taking that into down there. But would have to see where the close is gonna be. The liquidity, there's a little bit of liquidity being added there. It's okay. Let's wait for a pullback. Just one of the quick scalp trades one can take in between, that is. This right here. Let's see. I think I'm gonna, yeah, lock this one for about 300. This was what I mentioned here. I needed the close below, then a rotation higher to get into this trade. And now I can have a look if there's support to be found here to see if I want to scalp a long trade or not. But this is the scalp trades when locked in, I'm taking in between, right? Simply based off the momentum. This is what I consider momentum. We had a 1 minute demand zone, close below, retest, and then I can take this short trade. But yeah, this is just the trades I get in, tight risk, quick TP. My next trade would be 1 minute close above the overnight high. If we do that, then I would take a long trade, but I can see weakness on the stock, so not at the moment. You know, anyone else who caught this trade? This is a bearish 5-minute close in Q. Likely to make a new low with this close. Yeah, Nvidia dropping here now. Where's the local 74.25 again? About to be hit. This looks interesting here on the bounce. You're getting liquidity added below, so that is interesting. Someone trying to defend this bounce here of the previous day high retest on NQ. Okay, so this is getting interesting for a scalp long trade. Liquidity is lifted. Nice 1 minute formation. For me, worth a scalp long trade here. Not the easiest stop loss on this. I'm not going to keep it below the low. This is really good follow through. Based off this close, I'm gonna manage my trade again. See this, have to adjust. It's a quick bounce here. I'm gonna lock 450 at least. Let's check the DS. Yeah, that was 450 on this trade. Still in the business of taking those quick trades at the moment. I typically do that at the entire A session. And then when we get the 30-minute close, this is where I am holding my trades a little bit longer. But what did we have here? Previous day high, 1 minute SMA. We got exactly what I like to see. Okay, beautiful 1 minute formation, also some previous supply. Then upon seeing the bounce, we had large buys defending this bounce. We can see that here. I included that even in the 1 minute chart right here. We can see that was added, so people try to push it to the upside. Very nice trade, simple entry. All of our members know exactly why to take this trade, because that's one of the strategies that I shared, giving extremely good win rate. So let me know in the chat anyone else who caught this long trade. BTC, nothing crazy happening here. We are still in this formation. Still, I can't see a good trade. I can see W's here. Scott with a W. Hope you're doing well, my friend. 2 W's on that for Scott. Nice one. Daniel, W. Keegan, nice. Ollie, Mazi, Nitra, the monkey. And yeah, nice. Some people caught that. Amazing. Yeah, that's a trade I just love. There we can see the big W's coming through. Amazing. Well done, team. Good, 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 good. That's what we are here for. John 8 in the house. Did you take the long as well? Nice one. Mapsa, Scott W, Carlos Trader, BB2's here as well. Nice. Woodchopper W. I am using Atas. This is Atas. So Atas trading software. This is Autoflow. Just paid for my champion sub. Nice one. That is beautiful to see. Nice. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can show you real quick actually, because I don't see a good trade here. How I spotted that down here. Was it this bounce, right? So at the time of the bounce, this happened rather quick. Okay, we can see this here. In terms of time, this was within a couple of seconds, 10 seconds more or less. And then I saw this large order being added here. There was a large order down here. All of these large orders goes to show that people are interested in defending this move to the upside. So whenever there's a retracement, large players want to enter their long trades. And when we see that, it means not fading the move or actively looking to go with the bigger players, which are trying to load it here. Okay, that's what I done on this retest. Got in, rode it all the way up, and yeah, now we're doing some retests here again. Let's see this actually. Oh, nice 5-minute formation. Can see another scalp trade here based off the overnight high retest. So we want to see this hold for continuation to the upside. And then we only have 3 minutes to go for a session to form. See, the candle closes here. Yeah, this looks good. At this point, I would like to see a new high. What about the stocks? Nvidia is trying to reclaim the previous day value area high. Microsoft into previous day point of control. ES still has to take the liquidity up here. Getting a retest down here. Going to be interesting to see if we can hold that. For me, this is a scalp low. Struggling here a little bit though. We will see if that holds or not. See that here. Not doing the best job at the moment. This is also the local 7.5 retest, but I would prefer higher. That's why I didn't look for the short trade here. We have to see. What is the 30-minute close? 6-1. Not convinced what we're doing with these 1-minute highs here. Not the best here. Let's see if this can hold. Didn't like this retest. A session. It's fighting here. Not really convinced what I'm seeing. So this one, yeah, that stopped. Fair enough. And check these real quick. For now, we are contracting here on NQ on the day, or on since NY open only, like so. I wouldn't trade this, but good to be aware of. On ES, we do have some single prints below, down here. 649. Next resistance on NQ overnight high retest. Once lower, it looks like. The 5 minute, not too convinced of the lows here. See if we get a retest of overnight high. Currently the 1 minute SMA retest. But for a scalp shot, I would need the overnight high at least. Here we are trying to go for the lows. Let's see where we close this 5 minute candle here on NQ, because there's quite a lot of selling towards the latter part of this candle. Same on ES. Getting some buys up here. Prefer lower on this, but no short for me. Five-minute formation looked like it wanted lower. BTC is also moving lower, but I will let you know if it comes to a place where I'd be interested. My alert is set for 81,000. Still. Let's see what we are doing here. Can see some 1 minute highs here. A good close. There might be a scalp trade forming if we close above the previous day high with a good 1 minute high. trying to do so. Now we're getting some longs opening on both ES and NQ. That's that. Very similar to what I was doing up there on this long trade, but it's one of those in-betweens that I'm already de-risking here, but I did like the close. We're coming into 1 minute resistance though. So this, not really the best. But I did like the close, just we are a little bit stuck inside two good zones. This is resistance, this is support. So for me it was only the initial trade. Now I have to wait for it to claim or lose it. Can stay on this screen and see. Okay, now this is it. It's not amazing, but we do have some scalp opportunities here, which is good. NY Open has been really relentless lately, so now it's a little bit more relaxed here. Nice rejection. Nice one. I don't see an amazing trade here. Let's check BTC real quick. 30-minute. It's the anchored view up from the low. Not really at a good place. And Q would like higher, but it's not doing the best job at the moment. For me, there's no imminent trade here. So in my opinion, to get a good trade, we would either need to see higher or lower on NQ where we are now. This is not the best, not offering the best trading opportunities in my opinion. Show you on this screen, but don't really like that here. Check BTC, the open interest. On the drop, getting an open interest decrease. We do have bullish divergence on the weekly open retest. 0.75. So this is 2.5. It's the anchored view up retest. To the 7.5. What would this be? 4-1. So we do technically have a scalp trade on BTC here. Retest of this anchored VWAP. I can see it. It's okay. Not amazing, but it's okay. My entry criteria would be the 5-minute close above here. Can stay on this and monitor as there's nothing crazy happening on NQ. What about open interest on BTC? Oh wow, we're getting 8 million longs opening on this. That's quite a few longs. That is quite a few longs, and this is gonna form some bearish CVD, but at least it's based off a level, right? But this is not 11, that's too many longs. That's too many longs, 11 million. Let's check this right here. There's now just too much liquidity below 12 million. Someone opening a massive long position here on BTC. Let me know in the chat who of you is taking this massive long trade here. That is something I don't like to see, because this means grabbing the liquidity down here is much better. I'm gonna wait a little bit to see. But that's now 12.3 million positive delta. At this point, it really comes down to the risk, if it's worth taking this trade. I mean, risk is only 0.39%, but with this massive long there, I don't like it too much. Camera should be back now. All right, what's going on here? Now we will see what's happening on BTC next, because there's so much liquidity below. Let's see, Nasdaq now making a move. And we can see how BTC is now aiming for the liquidity. can see. But that's then, I'm going to place an alert below because that is going to be interesting to see if we grab that liquidity, if we get an SFP or something. We will see. On NQ, we did not take the previous high there. ETC still here. Lows are still holding for now. But it's a massive, massive buy order. Next 5 minute on NQ, important. Looking at this on NQ, but not too convinced. BTC seems to be holding the low for now. Overall, ranging locally up here. Let's have a look at BTC. It's not doing the best job, but it's super slow here. I have an alert placed for BTC, so if anything happens, I will let you know and have a look at it. But for now, too slow for any scalp trades there. Or for, yeah, new positions, basically. On NQ, we are still in the middle of this. Would like to see a little bit lower looking at this. It's what I prefer. But yeah. The stock's also pulling back, so my preferred scenario would be a little bit lower, so maybe we can find a long trade below on NQ, but up here it's difficult to force anything. We don't want to do that. Looks better here. Also a new 5-minute, that might be good. Trying to close above. Okay, that's a nice rejection. Really nice drop. What is BTC doing? Still up here. Shall we check the open interest on that? In the next candles, it was pretty flat. So we had this 12 million, then flat, now 700 new longs. Point of control all the way up there of this 5-minute candle. Okay, it's trying here. Was a nice retest. Yeah, let me know anyone took the long. Gonna have a look at the chat. Gold is ping pong. Let me see. Yeah, holding the previous day value area low. Yeah, I also shorted that one, John 8. Nice. What indices made you the most money? 100% NQ. NQ is my favorite asset to trade. Hey, Seth, what tick size do you use for heat map template on NQ? So this right here is the DOM levels, and I use upper cutoff 15, contrast 40. This is the settings that I use. Severin, when you say 12.3 million data is of dollars or X dollars, no, this is 12.3 million actual dollars. So when we look at NQ, for example, what we can see here is on the left screen there, yes, here you can see that number changing. This is the contracts 530, or we look at the previous candle 929. Here we have to take that amount times the index price, okay? But on NQ it's not the contracts, it's the actual dollar amount. So yeah, okay. Chart Champions is best. Yeah, I agree. John 8 up 3K. Nice one, mate. Let's see, what are my next levels of interest? So on NQ, we are approaching the VWAP. Always a level to be aware of for a scalp trade maybe, but nothing more than that. Also, we have a new 30-minute candle opening in a couple of seconds. So the best levels are still lower. This one is amazing, overnight low, but that's rather far away. Also, something to be aware of here is even if we bounce off of the VWAP, we have to be aware of resistance up here. The previous demand zone, in my opinion, is going to be difficult to claim. You can see 5 minute moving right into VWAP. But any long trades here would have to be very careful as these longs would be right into resistance. Gonna keep an eye here. No longs for me as of now. NY open, not holding. Gonna make it a global box because that will be resistance here. Without a close, there's no long trade. Does not look too bullish here. Even prefer lower. Unless we claim this. Let's see what we do here. Nvidia into previous day value area low. I'm gonna wait for the next close here. This will be crucial. And now we are into the box. As expected, this is where we're getting some pullbacks. You can see that very clear. It's good that we rejected here now. So on the first test, not getting the 3 candle entry and then the rejection. So this now looks like an acceptable long scalp. I'm gonna see 5-minute BTC now moving up. It's also good. So since that was already tested, the likelihood of this rejecting there again on the 1 minute is slightly less. Okay, so that's why a long trade was acceptable. But still we can see that's the resistance. And I want to see another candle close here for strength. As we do get some rejections. Have to check the stocks as well, which are not giving the best. We are retesting the previous week value area high. So this is now going to be interesting to see if that can hold. This is now the best scalp in terms of the retest to hold here and then higher. Can see some longs show up. About liquidity, yeah, it's okay. This was a decent retest of the previous week value area high. Next 5-minute close is going to be super important again. BTC, I'm going to check that as well. Yeah, BTC made a new 5-minute high, so that's how this looks. Let's see, my next alert would be the high. And let's see where we close this candle. That's a nice 1-minute formation on NQ for the scalp long trade. It's also the, yeah, today's Monday, so daily VWAP is the same as the weekly VWAP, basically. 5-minute is going to do a fight now in the last seconds of this 5-minute, because it's going to, in my opinion, it's going to be very telling to see if we close that above the previous day value area high, and with that above the VWAP or below. So we can clearly see how the last minute here is really fighting. Also stocks not doing amazing. We're closing right at it. For BTC longs, it's always preferred to see the bigger markets like ES and NQ also moving up, obviously. But these days, it's not a necessity, I would say. While a couple years back, I would say it was necessary. Yeah, Ethereum is super, super slow these days. Nvidia, yeah. Yeah, and keep trying to hold here another 1 minute. Close above. I think Nvidia is going to be the telling market here. We are also right at the settlement on NQ, by the way. But I can see a desired sign of strength here. So one slower. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, because I don't see an amazing trade that I necessarily want to take here. And then, yeah, going with momentum here at the moment. How many screens do you have? I have 4 screens. So one in front of me, on the right, on the left, and on top. This is Atas trading platform. Gold back above 30K. Oh yeah, true. Liquidity taken on NQ. Once again, a nice 1 minute formation on NQ. 1 minute low. So for me, this was the best scalp trade to be had, in my opinion, based off that structure. Simply the candle formation. Now we have to see if that gets followed through or not. Yeah, that's looking good. So at this point, I'm probably gonna move my stop loss much higher. So I've taken this down here. Shouldn't really retest this level. Oh yeah, okay, that's take profit 1 hit. And the rest I'm just gonna keep open, but this was once again, I think I already shared it right here, but I really did like this 1 minute buyback here. So that was the reason for this trade. And now I am basically done on this, and I'm gonna see if that one plays out or not. But TP1 is already hit, and it was time for me to scale up because I've taken some good scalp trades. And when I do that, I am going from 1 contract to 2 contracts and so on and so forth. So it's that. Maybe I can even compound this back in. Let's see what happens here on this 5 minute close, because that's a really good one. And yeah, then I would have one more look at BTC before I can call it a stream. Yeah, not getting the best retest there, so I'm just gonna stay in here. I was looking for something along those highs, but at this point, I'm just gonna keep that last contract in case that was the low, because the 5 minute looks rather bullish. But it also comes down to what the stocks are doing, so you have to see. BTC into VWAP. That wasn't bad. So VWAP, never a bad TP. If anyone caught this long trade, VWAP, I'm going to enable it here as well. VWAP is always a good take profit. 1. Not really lining up with any value level. So it would be good on the retest to hold the value area low for then higher. That's what one would like to see. Let's see here. I'm just going to keep it as is and check the chat once more. W, nice. Yeah, my headphones are amazing. I like them. WH1000XM4, I think that's what it is. I'm trading H contract, but there's going to be a contract rollover at the end of the week. And yeah, so that being said, I would say I'm now just waiting for this to play out. I hope you all enjoyed this live trading stream. That's what we do actually every day. Yeah, that's what we do every day over on our website. You can see how we're taking these trades, how we're managing these trades. This, once again, very interesting scenario here. If I take it to the left screen once more, this is what we want to see. We are in a long trade. We get large buys defending that low. It's not filled yet, so we would have to see what happens at 727. Can that hold price up? That's good. Okay, but if that is lost, we're probably going for this level down here. Okay, but whenever we have these large orders, that's attracting buys, right? So, yeah, Scott W. Daniel still drag to P also W, nice. So this order was lifted. We can see because it stopped here. It was not filled, and yeah, that might bounce here because that is the previous highs that I mentioned. What I'm going to do is this. If that's lost, I want to be out, so I'm placing my stop loss right below. At least I'm going to lock another 150 or what is it? Even 200, that's perfect. And that trade guaranteed, I would say 1,000 or 800, I don't know. But yeah, this you can see here, that's why we look at supply and demand, right? So great follow through, rejecting previous day high again. But this is how you want to read the chart. In my opinion, most important is always liquidity and supply and demand, which has to do with liquidity if you understand what it is. But I have a full lesson on this on our website. So I hope you all enjoyed. See you all for the next YouTube live streams, and let's just see how this plays out. Maybe I'm going to post it on X later today to see if we make a new high and get follow through. That'd be great, but we will see. All right, but that's nice, a nice new high. So I hope you all enjoyed. Have a great day. One more look at BTC, still at the VWAP. Okay, so nice, and see you next time. Bye bye.